Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of my how-to series where I share tips from my experience learning how to play the Tagelharpa. Hopefully you will find this episode helpful as well, as this was specifically requested from a few of your comments. This episode is going to be specifically about tuning your instrument, and I will show you how I tune my Tagelharpa, and I will show you a couple of different tuning settings that I have, some that I like and some that I used for different projects. So you can actually hear the difference in sound that different tunings make. Hopefully this will be interesting, even if you don't play the instrument, just to kind of see how the process works and how it sounds once the instrument is tuned. And of course it will be I hope it will be useful for those who requested the episode and those who are learning to play the instrument in general. Before you actually start tuning the instrument, we have to look at Rosin. I talked about it in my very first episode with the overview of the instrument. Now I want to show you what I'm doing right now, as I started using different types of Rosin, and you in my opinion should apply Rosin before you tune the instrument, because I personally apply it on the strings as well. Not everyone does this, but if you apply Rosin on the strings, I think it's much better to do it before you tune the strings, so you're not touching the strings anymore after tuning them and they're like all set, all done. So let me change the view a bit for you. Okay, Tagelharpa is gone because I need my hands free to show you my Rosins. I'm currently using two different types of Rosins. In the very first video of this series, you will find it in the playlist linked in the description box, and at the end of the video, it's here somewhere, that I started off by using dark Rosin because it was what I first researched on, and it was fine. I mean, nothing terrible, of course. This was the one that I was using. Let's see, the reflection is terrible. Yay, autofocus. It's the Dario natural dark rosin. It's pretty cheap, of course. That's my policy whenever I start with something new. I don't go off spending like exaggerate amounts of money, so I decided to start off with something that wasn't exactly, you know, the most expensive type of rosin, but also not a terrible like brand. The Dario is a very good brand for music stuff, instruments, strings and other. So you can see this has been used quite a bit. Now I'm actually not using it very good, because you see the place where I'm passing my bow is in the middle. I should be trying to place my bow like evenly on the surface. I'm not really doing that much, but yeah. So this is my first rosin, and it's dark rosin. Actually on the box and in the description, you can find it online everywhere. It says this is good for violin, viola and cello, so any type of string instrument. It was fine for Tagelharpa too. I have to say, with this one you get a lot of powder on your instrument. Maybe especially at the beginning, being a newbie with the Tagelharpa, you know, maybe I was playing it particularly wrong, I don't know, but you can see, let me show you, maybe a little less right now, but you can maybe see it in my very first videos and music videos, all this white area here. This is powder from the strings and the bow, you know, going one against the other, and the rosin that is on each one of them generates this powder. It's rosin powder, nothing like terrible. You can just clean it up with a microfiber cloth and it goes away. But if you can find something that doesn't create that much powder, I think it's a better solution for everyone, you know, because nobody except like cleaning talk or whatever it's called, nobody likes cleaning that much. I do have another rosin now, which is a light rosin. From what I've seen, the difference is that it's better for like humid weather. There are some differences in how it adheres to the strings. So of course it's not the same as dark rosin. You can kind of do this research on your own too. I think some manufacturers also send you rosin when you purchase the Tagelharpa, so this might not be an issue at all for you. But I'm here to tell you my experience, so here it is. This is my light rosin. It comes in a nice small wooden box. And this is the rosin. As you can see, it's much newer. I just got it very recently. It actually came in a 2 pack, so I also have basically the same rosin but in a round shape. I don't think it makes any difference to me whether it's like rectangular or round, but it's nice to have more if you're planning to play your instrument for a long time, you know. I do find that this one works better on my strings and has less fallout. I'm not sure if it's the fact that it's light rosin in itself or the brand. The brand is Lyre. Here it is. Once again, this was also very cheap. And here they are, okay, together, more or less the same size, different color, but of course. Let me show you on the instrument. I usually use the light rosin in on the strings and the dark rosin on the bow, mostly because I'm already using it and it's just what I'm used to. It's not anything particular, but since it's been getting very warm here these days, today I will just use the light rosin on everything. It doesn't change anything. This one video is about tuning. It's just to do this step before I play anything, otherwise it will sound super ugly and you know, scratchy. I just take the little rosin stone and I go. Now you have to, as I might have shown in my first video, the area where you play and thus where you also apply the rosin is usually the closest to the bridge. I have my own reference because I know my playable area is like this kind of area here. I usually go for this area for solos on this string and somewhere around this entire area like for my general all string rhythm stuff. So I just go like this. I don't really put much pressure at all. This is just me. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to apply pressure. If anyone who has experience thinks that I should apply pressure on the string, let me know in the comments. And then again on the other string. These ones already have, you know, also rosin from previous applications, so I'm not doing that much. But especially if this is like the first time you're applying rosin, you should see the difference in color. You can see that this area is much wider from compared to the rest of the string. If you touch this part, it's like different feeling on your hand than the rest of the area. It should be like slightly stickier. The more the better usually. So spend your time doing this step to have a better sound, because of course, even if your Tagelharpa is tuned perfectly, if you don't have the good amount of Rosin, or maybe your bow playing, positioning, etc. is not good, it will affect not your tuning but your sound quality. And like people who don't know about music, or how sound works, they will still say, oh, is it out of tune, is it off key? It's not off key, but if it sounds scratchy, or and it's not intended to be played as scratchy, because it might be in some cases, to listeners it might have that kind of effect. So I spent some time on this, but it's very important. Now, tuning the instrument, once again, I might have discussed this in my first episode. You can go back and watch it, but we're here, so I'm saying it again. You have these little knobs down here, which are similar to other string instrument. Usually these are the main ones you might be touching to affect the tuning of the string. If your bridge is not positioned correctly, this is usually movable depending on your instrument. Talk to your manufacturer about it. I got mine with the bridge not positioned for like shipping reasons. Of course, it might have gotten damaged through the journey, so I had the reference to place it myself in the right spot. But if it's all like in its own, I don't know, rigid case, and it's already there, good. But take a look at where your bridge is, because it might affect the tuning as well. And then we have these knobs back here, which work the same as the ones of maybe not much a guitar, except some ones that I've seen are very light, but for example mine work a lot like the ones of a violin, so they are very difficult to turn. I'm doing like a lot of applying a lot of strength here, and it's not moving at all. So when you're doing your main tuning and you're like, okay, I don't know, I want to get to, shut up, E, A, and E, same note as the highest one. I would advise the first thing you do is to find the right notes through these ones. So you have the correct tension of the strings. You cannot touch them through the screen, but you can see they are not loose at all. So I did some work on these ones. I actually got one of those things you have in the kitchen. Once again, I don't know the English name, so I will put a photo later, with a cloth in between, and use those. Some manufacturers, some people, some builders will send you the appropriate tool to do this when you buy the instrument. I didn't want to go and buy one. I can probably find one online or in music shops, but when I did this, I just went and found something in my house that worked the same. My manufacturer told me that I can even, pop off the entire thing and then adjust it however I want. So once again, a lot of flexibility with this instrument, but I'm scared to touch things too much, so I'm not ever doing that. You might want to slowly first turn these to get closer to the notes you want. And then go do the precision job with these ones.